church or Sunday school or youth group. He was right about that. For me, this is where the religion I grew up fervently believing in first got thorny, catching not only on my empathy, but also my pragmatism. As of that morning in Sunday school, I was an absolutist, declaring that God could make any evil beautiful if a woman would simply devote her faith and her body to him. Childbirth would, somehow, in my underexamined ideology, mean that all would be well. Still, something tugged at me, a knowledge that it couldn't be so simple, that life was not so straightforward, a sense that there was more to the story. Even then, I understood something of the magnitude of growing another person inside oneself, of giving birth, the mechanics of which seemed truly horrifying, and of raising a child without the means and the stalwart desire to do so, out of simply having no other choice. Over the years, that sense that there had to be more to this grew until I could no longer ignore it. Some of my fading certainty came out of pure stubbornness. I never could stand being told I couldn't do something, certainly not on the basis of my gender, no matter the plans of a paternalistic God I could neither see nor hear. As my world grew, as I learned to let in more people who were unlike me, I could no longer find reasons to justify my worldview as it had been formed in the halls of that country church. My upbringing, which imbued an inherently female responsibility in me to keep the peace above all else, is not fully dissolved. Even now, when relatives or acquaintances whose politics I cannot immediately identify ask me what my book is about or what I cover as a reporter, I reply with something vague like healthcare or women's health, just to err on the side of preserving peace and to avoid igniting a fire I know I cannot muster the energy to put out. When I think about that day in Sunday school, I recall more about the emotion in the room than what was said. I remember the fear, the uncertainty, the strange thrill of talking about a subject that was taboo. I remember the way the word abortion sounded from the mouth of a God-fearing man, more like a demonic ritual than a medical procedure. It's understandable that so many of the women I've spoken with for this book have wished to avoid it, even when they do want to tell their stories. Over the 3 years I spent interviewing people, many who have sought abortion care told me that they have kept their abortions secret from those around them and had also quietly locked the memory away inside of themselves for decades, not wanting to confront the internalized stigma that they had subconsciously absorbed. In the beginning, I expected to hear that sentiment only from women who were able to get illegal abortions before the Supreme Court's ruling of Roe v. Wade in 1973, which legalized the procedure nationwide. And it's true that the vast majority of these women, now in their 70s and 80s, were never able to bring themselves to tell their families or friends about their choice until they decided to tell their stories here. Even so, most of them chose to disguise their identities. But now, I thought, people must be more likely to be vocal about their abortion experiences. Renee Bracey Sherman, who has been called the Beyoncé of abortion storytelling, created and organized a nonprofit called We Testify that is devoted to giving people from all backgrounds a space to describe their abortion experiences on their own terms. There are social media campaigns like Lindy West, Amelia Bonow, and Kimberly Morrison's Shout Your Abortion Project. Abortion rights groups use storytellers to normalize the medical procedure on Instagram and Facebook. Gen Z activists take to TikTok to cobble together micropoems in video form about their pro-choice convictions. But to my surprise, things haven't actually changed so much. Abortion is still often whispered about, if it's discussed at all, especially in states governed by anti-abortion legislatures. Those states have been existing in a post-Roe status for a long time, years before the Supreme Court overturned the Roe v. Wade ruling, which cemented the constitutional right to abortion for nearly 50 years. Abortion is, unfortunately, a word that society has come to associate with negative things, said Susan Dodd, who ran the Knoxville Center for Reproductive Health from 2009 to 2021, the Tennessee city's sole independent clinic that offers surgical abortion as well as medication abortion. I think we need another word. In the foreword to Diane Shoulder and Florence Kennedy's 1971 book, Abortion Rap, a compilation of women's testimonies about the necessity of legalized abortion and the first legal challenge on behalf of patients to the constitutionality of abortion statutes, Abramowitz